concerned should the Jets be with his inconsistent play, Zach Wilson? You see a glimpse, and then you see that yesterday.
Well, I mean, you knew this was going to be the way it is. I mean, quite honestly, it's a young quarterback. This is the kind of player he was in college, that he could really create some things. And the guy is super talented. However, he's got to realize you have a good football team. Like, you don't have to do things yourself. Like, this team's good enough to win. Sometimes the right move is to get rid of it and
Key was reading Bill Parcells' quarterback commandments, and that's one of them. Throwing the ball away is a good play.
Right. Absolutely. And that's the only play. The only play to make in those two interceptions, you can't have them. I mean, as simple as that. But I will say this. If you were a Jet fan, would you take 5-3 at the bye? Like, anybody would have signed up for that. So to me, like, all's not lost, but I think we all saw that there was an opportunity there.
And I know that they drafted him number 2 overall, so they're going to try and make it work. But when you look at young quarterbacks, it shouldn't take you very long to know whether or not Lamar Jackson can play the position, whether or not Jalen Hurts can play the position, whether or not Trevor Lawrence can play the position. You look at these guys early in their careers and you go, it's something about him. I don't see the something about him in Zach Wilson. I just don't.
Well, I look at it a little different, Key, because I look at a guy that certainly has the ability, and part of that is that escapability he has. Look, that dude was pressured like crazy. Look, we saw a guy like Sam Darnold absolutely wilt under pressure before. This kid doesn't wilt under pressure. I think he's got some of that stuff that I believe in, and one of it is that arm talent and things. So I think he's got a chance. I really do, and I think you got to be a little patient with the guy. We knew there was going to be growing pains. I mean, so to me, I just think you stay with this guy. Let's not give up on him just because he lost a game to Bill Belichick coach defense. I mean, he did throw for 350 yards. Now, you're right. Key, that's not the blueprint going forward. They need to be more balanced. And I think when James Robinson gets caught up to speed, I think they will be more balanced as a football team.
They only rushed for 51 yards yesterday. I mean, obviously, you lose Breece Hall. It's a different strategy. I mean, I'm just not going to throw the kid under the bus because now I'm saying you lose one of your best weapons, and it's like, oh, just keep doing what you're supposed to do when you're not getting the running game going.
Yeah, but you don't necessarily got to throw him under the bus, Jay. You have to understand what you have and who you're going up against from an opponent standpoint. You throw him under the bus as an offensive staff and a coach when you're going up to going up against a Bill Belichick type defense. Obviously, this defense in New England is not the defenses that Rex would play against when he was coaching. Rex was smart enough to realize, well, I got Mark Sanchez, but I'm getting ready to get a ball to Thomas Jones, and I'm going to play defense, and this is the way we're going to win against the New England Patriots because I'm not going to put my young quarterback in harm's way by dropping him back 41 times.
I get all that, but Keys, when it's all said and done, they're still 5-3. Right. And we're talking about them drastically differently than what we've spoken about them in years past. You still felt like you're angry today, Rex, because they had a damn chance to win the game. Like, it's right there, right?
I'm angry and excited at the same time because I see the growth of this team. Defensively, guys, it's night and day different. Night and day different, especially from last year, that we actually have a defense now that with the Jets, we have a defense that is getting better and better and better. And I think this quarterback gives us a chance. He's a super talented kid. Let's be a little more patient. The fact that they just traded for James Robinson, right? So we get this kid from Jacksonville. Now we kind of get him back in the mix, become a more balanced team. And I think that's going to be it. How could they be balanced when the kid doesn't even know the plays yet? So,
Rex,
I just think, look, Key, I'm the guy that ran it 50-some times against a Bill Belichick team once, like literally 50-some times to win a game. And it was I had Geno as a rookie, and it was like, and again, this is a young quarterback, so we're like, hell, we're going to run it 50 times. And I get it. Sometimes your plan changes. I wish the Jets would have been more balanced, of course, but I think there's some circumstances that kind of played along in that.
Vera Tucker, to me, even more than Breece. Vera Tucker, that's a big shot to take. You can't run the ball as well. You can't protect the quarterback.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.